Coach Sheldon Harrison. There never been no comparison. You're live on the show. Sit back and have a listen.
All right. LDBC, this is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach's Show live. Okay, guys, I want to talk to y'all. Well, this is a video response to One Blood Boxing. And Blood Boxing posed a question. Blood said, you know what? Deontay Wilder is lacking fundamentals. Okay, what can you guys do that make videos to actually assist Wilder in what he needs to accomplish in his third fight? Okay, and I completely agree with that. I do agree with the point that Deontay Wilder, he does lack fundamentals. And guys, we can't deny it. I'm a Wilder fan, but guys, we cannot put that to the back burner. He lacks fundamentals that's not allowing him to be successful in this type of a matchup. Okay, Deontay Wilder has a lot of good fundamentals that does help him be successful, and he does have some success. Okay, he's got some things in his arsenal that works for him, and he got a couple of things that don't work. Guys, there's a fighter, and this fighter I call Otto Wallin. He's the forgotten man. There's a lot that we can learn from Otto Wallin, and guys, I'm telling y'all, this guy cannot be ignored in the heavyweight division. I don't hear people making videos or talking about Otto Wallin. I don't see the videos. Did y'all forget that this man, he damn near stopped Tyson Fury? He was the one responsible for that cut. And that was a punch. It wasn't a headbutt. Okay. There was a legit punch that he damn near almost stopped Tyson Fury. Okay. Guys, more people need to look at what Otto Wallin did to Tyson Fury. More people need to see this. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you comparison, okay, of what Deontay Wilder did to Fury and what Wallin did. How Deontay Wilder, reacted in the situation and what Otto Wallin did. Okay, first of all, let's look at what Wilder and Fury did. And this is for educational purposes only. I'm not playing full video clips. It's for educational purposes only. Okay, here y'all see Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, okay? You see what Deontay Wilder's about to do. Y'all see what he's finna do. He's going to throw that left jab, but it's not, he don't really throw the jab. He kind of sticks it out to leverage so he can get leverage on that right hand. And y'all watch this, okay? Okay, now see, here's Wilder. He sticks it out, okay? He advances forward. The jab, now it's fully extended, okay? And the left hand is there, but watch, Wilder's going to come over top with his own overhand right, okay? And sometimes when Deontay Wilder does that punch just right, it's fast. And it is hard to avoid. And people will say, well, why couldn't Fury avoid that punch? Well, I mean, to be honest, it's pretty much like you're being occupied with Wilder's left hand. You're being occupied. So Fury kind of wasn't prepared for the right hand because the left is occupying him. So what would he have? What could he have done in that situation? Okay? I mean, he could have ducked up under it. He could have, and then came back with a counter. But see, Fury wasn't ready for it right then. But see, Deontay Wilder, with this punch, he went to the well too many times. Okay? He went to the well too many times. And Tyson Fury, after about getting caught with it the third time, Tyson Fury, like the heavyweight veteran that he is, he made an adjustment. And so Deontay Wilder wasn't able to get that punch there so freely. See, let's continue. Let's look at other stuff. Okay, let's look at what Fury did to stop this left hand overhand right. Okay, here you see Deontay Wilder trying to do it again. Okay, y'all see him. He's throwing the left jab out there. He's sticking his hand out there. Watch what Tyson Fury does this time. Because Tyson got caught with that 2 or 3 times. And so now Fury is like, okay, no, if he keep doing that, I'm going to be out. Okay, so Tyson Fury made an adjustment. Okay, take a look. Okay, Wilder did it again, but watch. Okay, this time Fury saw it coming. And what did he do? He ducked and then he clinched. See, Tyson Fury knew that he had the size advantage and he knew that he could bully Deontay Wilder around the ring. And that's what he did. And see, then Fury didn't even give Wilder time to get separation. He didn't do it. Guess what he did? Okay? He got right in Wilder's grill. He popped him with the right. Okay? Came back around with the left. And then again, he smothered Deontay Wilder's offense. Okay? Y'all know that Tyson Fury did this the whole night. Okay? That's all he did. Tyson Fury made that one adjustment in the whole fight. Okay? He made one adjustment. Tyson Fury stayed in Deontay Wilder's grill. He stayed in that mid-range. Because Tyson Fury knows that Deontay Wilder can't fight in the mid-range. He knows this, okay? You can't get around it. Deontay Wilder cannot fight in that mid-range. See what Wilder should have been doing and what he could have been more effective doing? Okay? He could have got a little bit of separation between him and Fury and started throwing uppercuts. Deontay Wilder has a very underrated uppercut. Okay? His uppercut is very, very, very good. And Deontay Wilder, he could have done that, and he'd have done a great job. He would have did a magnificent job, and Fury would have thought twice about trying to come in. Now, let's look at what Otto Wallin did when they're in the clinch, okay? I'm going to show you something that nobody's talking about. And it's actually kind of frustrating, man, that, everybody's just talking about Fury, everybody talking about Wilder, but nobody talking about some of these other guys like this. Like, Otto Wallin, guys, he wasn't a bum, and everybody thought he was a bum. Otto Wallin did some things, man, that I think if Otto Wallin fought Tyson Fury again, I think he'd win, I think he'd win the second fight. Let's look at what Otto Wallin did. Okay, here you see Otto Wallin. Now, there's a consistent pattern with Tyson Fury, and I'm going to show it to you. There's one consistent pattern. So here you have Wallin, and, Wallin is a southpaw, so he's going to come in. Tyson Fury, when he throws that jab like he likes to do, Otto Wallin immediately reacts, and guess what he does? He throws a counter to the body. Okay, Tyson Fury, I noticed, this dude don't like body shots at all. Like, and it was kind of baffling me, like, why Wilder didn't work Tyson Fury body that much. Otto Wallin did. And you notice that toward the end of the fight, or toward the mid-round of the fights, Tyson Fury wasn't moving around as much. Otto Wallin was willing to invest in the body. But let's keep looking to see what Otto Wallin does in the clinch. Okay, I want to show y'all this because, see, when Tyson Fury, whenever he got in trouble with Wilder, he would clinch. Same thing with Otto Wallin. When he got in trouble, Tyson Fury clinch, okay? Otto Wallin was putting that pressure on him, man. But watch what Fury does, okay? And watch what Wallin does. Okay, so Otto Wallin is in his grill. Tyson Fury reaches out for a clinch. Now, what does Otto Wallin do? He's still throwing punches. He's not just standing there being held up in the clinch. He's still throwing punches. This is what Deontay Wilder didn't do. And this is what Wilder should have did, okay? Let's continue. Okay, here you see Otto Wallin again in a clinch, okay? Tyson Fury has problems. This guy's a southpaw, and I'm going to tell you, man, it's almost like Tyson Fury never really saw the left hand coming at him, and Otto Wallin did a lot of counter punches, man, off his left hand because Tyson can't really see him. And it's kind of odd that a boxer so good as Tyson Fury, he has problems with southpaws. And could you imagine if Deontay Wilder could switch to southpaw? That's a game changer. But let's look at what Otto Wallin does in his clinch, okay? So here again, Tyson Fury reaches out, grabs him, okay? Gets a hold of him, tried to lean on him. What does Wallin do? Otto Wallin pushed him right back. See this? Guys, I want y'all to see this because this is what you do to a bigger guy in the clinch, okay? You push him right back, okay? See, Otto Wallin didn't sit back and he didn't allow Tyson Fury to just lean on him. Fury tried to, but Otto Wallin pushed him right back. And what Otto Wallin did was he actually took an angle. He leaned into Tyson Fury. Okay, and then he started using his legs, and he drove back with his legs and pushed Tyson Fury back. And Tyson Fury knew for a fact that, you know what, he couldn't win. He couldn't win that battle, so what did Tyson Fury do? He disengaged. Okay? Deontay Wilder, he's going to have to take pages out of this book, man. He got to. He's going to have to do that. If Deontay Wilder comes in the same way, okay, and I'll do a more comprehensive film study, like I'll really, really, truly just break it down. I'm talking about bit by bit. Okay, what Wallin did and what Wilder did. And some people even thought that Otto Wallin lost a close decision. Some people thought that fight was a draw. But I tell you what, Otto Wallin gave Tyson Fury more work than anybody, okay? Now, I'll say the first Wilder, when Fury fought Wilder the first time, I thought Wilder had Fury in a lot of trouble. And really, I thought Wilder won that fight, the first fight, okay? I thought Wilder won the first fight, but that's my opinion. If you don't like that, that's fine. You don't have to like my opinion. And I'm perfectly okay with that. But you're not going to disrespect my opinion. Okay? If we disagree, we just going to agree to disagree. Okay? I don't care about any of you sensitive ass dudes coming on here. You're getting upset about this and getting upset about that. This is my video. If you upset about it, go make your own video and shut your mouth. That's what you do for me. Okay? I think that Wilder in fight 3 has a chance. And Tyson Fury, he even admitted this, y'all. He said, you know what? I think Deontay Wilder is my most dangerous fight. I think Otto Wallin is Tyson Fury's most rugged and rigorous fight. But Wilder is the most dangerous, man, because Deontay Wilder can put you out. He can put you out one shot. But that one combination that Wilder uses, the left hand jab, the overhand right, it works. But you can't do the same thing too much to a guy like Fury. And I felt like Deontay Wilder, he was being too repetitive. And after a while, Tyson Fury knew the right hand was coming. Whenever Deontay Wilder threw a left jab, Tyson Fury knew. Okay, it was an overhand right. Like, he didn't disguise it. He didn't mix it up. He didn't throw a jab, uppercut, or a jab, right hand, straight right hand. He didn't do that. He would throw these looping overhand rights, and you're not going to catch a guy like Tyson Fury like that. I mean, you're just not going to do it. Okay, it's not going to happen. Tyson Fury is going to make an adjustment, and Fury only made, guys, I promise y'all, that's the only adjustment he made in that fight. That's it. He would eat the left jab because the left jab wasn't coming at him with no velocity. And that's something else that Wilder need to change. He need to snap that left jab in there. Make Fury react. Really react to it. And then you throw the straight right hand down the pipe. Now see, that right there, that's going to be for a bruising, brutal combination. But Deontay Wilder wants to go for everything at one time. Some fighters like Tyson Fury, you got to wear him down, man. You're not going to catch people like Tyson Fury with a one-hitter quitter and think that's going to be it, because you're going to be looking for the home run that never comes. Deontay Wilder going to have to hit this guy with some accumulation before you can knock him out. And Otto Wallin didn't have knockout power. I mean, but Otto Wallin was using accumulation to wear Fury down. And I'm going to be honest, you can see Tyson Fury starting to wear down, man. He was wearing down. And in some rounds, Otto Wallin, you know, he was so far up Tyson Fury's ass, you can see the look at Tyson Fury's face, man. At one time, Tyson Fury looked up at the clock in a round. And that tell you right there when somebody is mentally weighing on you. Like somebody is completely mentally weighing on you. And then, you know, how much more are you going to do? Okay, we got to address this stuff. It's only going to make Deontay Wilder a better fighter. You have to address it. Okay, and Deontay Wilder, his foot positioning, he flat-footed. Deontay Wilder is extremely flat-footed. But that's not a curse. You can correct being flat-footed. But, you know, Deontay Wilder's going to have to do some road work, man. And when he run and he do his sprints, Deontay Wilder got to learn how to get up on the balls of his feet. You know, he probably need to get a coach like Larry Wade. Larry Wade was a professional sprinter. And Larry Wade can actually show him how to get up on the balls of his feet when he run. Okay, how to get that lateral movement, how to move side to side. When Deontay Wilder do it, he not up on his toes. Like, look at how Tyson Fury move. Tyson Fury, when he needs to move laterally, he's up on the balls of his feet. So he can rotate and take an angle and come back with a counter. Deontay Wilder, he's kind of back and forth to me. He's really, really back and forth. And when Deontay Wilder has to retreat and get on his back foot, it's not a good thing because he can't get his balance off of his back foot to throw a good punch. He can't do it. Like Deontay Wilder actually has to have his feet somewhat set in order to throw his punches. And that's because his feet are severely flat. I mean, go look at it. It was a video. He was on the track running. And, you know, he literally was running on damn near like the middle part of his foot in the heel instead of snapping his foot down on the ball of his foot and pushing off the ball and getting acceleration. He literally was doing it. So I'm like, you know what? If somebody just showed this guy, I'm talking about break it down to him. Don't just give him a workout routine and say, here, do this. Okay, like actually show the guy, get up on the balls of your feet. Okay, let's practice getting up on the balls of your feet. Because if you can learn how to get up on the balls of your feet, then you can rotate out and you can take angles. Now that opens up your dynamics a whole lot more. You're not just an up and down fighter. Okay, Deontay Wilder got that capability. He athletic. Okay, put a couple of orthotics in his shoes. Let Deontay Wilder get used to the base of his foot being arched up off the ground. And Deontay Wilder will be able to rotate and pivot through a lot of his punch. You'll be able to rotate and pivot and take those angles. See, that's what Wilder need to do. But the little jab, the little weak feint jab, fighters, they're going to catch on to that. And then other fighters, they're going to start bodying up Wilder. They're going to start trying to get up in his space. He's got to have a response. See, Otto Wallin's response was to throw little short hooks or hit him in the back of the head. That's what Otto Wallin did when Tyson Fury kept grabbing him. So what did Tyson Fury do? He didn't want to grab him. Otto Wallin knows how to fight in that mid-range. Deontay Wilder got to learn how to fight in that mid-range. He's got to be able to do it. And Deontay Wilder got his leverage. His arms alone, it might be difficult. But you can do short hooks, man. You can do short hooks. You can do uppercuts. Deontay Wilder, his uppercuts are beautiful, man. You just got to be prepared. When Fury get close, start shooting him with a lot of uppercuts. What is he going to do? He's going to disengage and he's going to back up. That's what Tyson Fury going to do. Tyson Fury don't like to get hit either, y'all. I mean, honestly, the man is such a good defensive boxer that you can rarely touch his chin. You'll be able to hit him in the top of the head and be able to do so. But trying to touch his chin, that's another thing. Okay? With a boxer as good as Tyson Fury, you can't be predictable. If you're predictable, he's going to coast to a 12-round victory. If you're unpredictable in your offense, like Otto Wallin was, he was very unpredictable. He was unpredictable. And then at points in the fight, Otto Wallin just got pissed off and he just started like getting in Fury ass and mauling him to death. And Fury, he really didn't know what to react. Fury started going into defense mode, and a couple of those rounds, Tyson Fury got into survival mode. Okay, this is my start. But the forgotten man in the heavyweight division is Otto Wallin. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be checking for this dude. This dude is a top heavyweight. Guys, we got to acknowledge that. I think Otto Wallin give any heavyweight problems. I think he give them all problems. He might not beat them all, but this forgotten man will give him problems. Wilder, Team Wilder, man, y'all look at the Otto Wallin fight. Look at what he did to make Fury have these damn problems. And I promise you, that leaning on you, it's not gonna work anymore. It won't work. Because you gotta be rough and aggressive back. Y'all tell me what you think. I'm done.